This is the Pumpkin with Bow String Art Kit tutorial by String Art by Kaylee. To make this string art piece, you will need one of my kits, which will come with the board already hammered, yarn bundles in your choice of colors, vinyl lettering, and a ribbon to make a bow. You will also need a pair of scissors, a straight edge such as a squeegee, and a hot glue gun or super glue to put the bow on. The very first thing that we will do is take a picture of our board. We are going to be ripping this paper off and we will lose all those lines, so this picture will be your reference. Go ahead and grab the organza bag with the yarn bundles and pull everything out. The first areas that we will be stringing up on the pumpkin are the outer half moon shapes. So we're going to grab our darker color. That's what I'm going to use. You can use whichever color you like. And then taking the strand that's wrapped around the middle of that bundle, go ahead and pull it to unravel. With the same end of the yarn bundle, we'll go ahead and take that strand and do a loop up in the air. This is how I like to start my knots. Take that loop and tuck it onto any one of the nails in the section that we're going to be stringing in, and then give it a quick outline. Make sure that you are pushing that yarn all the way down to the base of the nails as you are going. Here's how it should look. We're going to be adding a lot of layers onto these nails, so we want to make sure we're always pushing down as far as we can. Now that our outline is done, we can go ahead and start filling in. There's not a specific way to do it, but I will show you what I like to do for these pumpkins to give it a nice clean look. So we started on one end and just zigzagged all the way up, and then we're going to be doing the same thing on the second layer. We start on that second nail from the corner and going back and forth, both directions. So with the unique way that I string these up, I'm going to try and explain the best that I can. The best is just to really watch and see what I do. So starting at that bottom corner nail, I'm going to count up 2 nails on the outer side and loop around it, and then go back down to the corner, and then go back up 3 nails on the outer side. And then I'm going to go up a couple nails on the outer side and string down a couple nails. Basically, I'm just shifting the direction of these layers little bit by little bit, and every time I meet these inner nails, then I'll go ahead and start a new layer, shifting the direction. I'm sure that does not make sense, but hopefully by kind of watching my technique right here, you're understanding. Every time I meet these inner edges, start a new layer. And then when it's pretty full, I go ahead and just work my way down like this to give it a smoother curve to it. And then when I'm done filling in the area, I will go ahead and outline the outer edge. I'm also going to be showing an easier way where it's really just filling in the area if this is too confusing. Because I'm filling in my areas nice and full, I will just jump right over to the other outer side when I'm done. So here is another way that you can fill in your areas. It's really just doing layers in all different directions to fill it in. It looks just as nice this way as well. Going forward, I will be doing the other way just because that is my technique to string this pumpkin, but feel free to do whichever you want. It's just the same process throughout the entire board. So once we are finished with the first outer area, we'll go ahead and do the other side of the pumpkin, and you can kind of get a better look at that technique that I was doing before. I will also kind of explain it again. This side might be a little bit easier. So we're just zigzagging our way up to the top and then doing the same thing back down. It's just one nail after the other, basic filling in. Here's where I will start my technique. So we've got this bottom corner filled in. I'm going to shift up to this nail right here, go down 2 nails, loop around, and then continue that layer until I meet those inner nails, and then we will go ahead and start another layer, just slightly shifting the direction of it so it's going more vertical. And then we just go back and forth until we meet these inner nails, and then we will shift our layers again, going a little more diagonal this time. And we'll just keep doing this until we get to the top. And then when we get to the top, we will do one final layer that goes all the way down that kind of just smooths out that curve of the pumpkin. And then finishing up with the outline on the outer part of the pumpkin. To tie off, I will just cut my yarn a little bit longer. We are going to make that same loop that we started with, tucking that loop onto one of the nails in the area, pulling it tight. And I like to trim that strand about a ½ inch or so, and then use my scissors to tuck it in. And here's a look at what those layers should look like. We should only be about halfway up the height of those nails or less. Now that these outer sections are done, we will go ahead and continue on to the middle sections. Grab the next yarn bundle, unravel from that middle strand, tie that loop up in the air, outline your section, then go ahead and start filling in. Make sure that you are pushing the yarn down to the base of the nails. You will go over top of the darker orange layers. Those nails will get fuller faster, but you should be good if you stopped at that halfway point on those layers. Once you're done filling in, go ahead and do the outline on the outer curve of the section and then jump over to the other middle area. And then another look on how we tie off. I cut the yarn a little bit longer, do a loop, tie it off onto any one of the nails in the area, trim it down, and tuck that end in. So we're not going to the center area next, we are actually going to do the stem. So grab that little brown bundle. You're just going to tie the yarn onto one of the nails, give it an outline, and then there's no certain way to fill this in. Just jump in back and forth in all different directions to get it filled. Just watch how many layers you put on those bottom two nails. When you're done filling in, go ahead and outline it and then tie off. Last part to fill in is the center. This as well does not have a certain way to fill it in. You're just going to go ahead and tie it on, outline it, and then go in all different directions to fill it in. I do end it with the spiral, which will be optional, and I will show you how to do that. You will fill it in just about completely. You should like the look of it and not have much board showing through your layers. So when you are ready to do the spiral, end with your yarn down at the bottom. Starting at the bottom nail, you're going to go up to that halfway point, up to the top, and then you're just going to go back and forth, one nail after the other on each side to make the spiral. This is the same technique that I use for the center of my sunflowers as well. For this piece, we're only going to do one spiral though, and then once you get back to your starting point, you'll go ahead and outline the center. And then we will go ahead and cut the yarn and tie it off, and you are all done stringing. Next up, we will do our vinyl lettering. Go ahead and grab it and put it upside down on your board. Grabbing your straight edge or your squeegee, go ahead and slide it across. We are doing this to try and help push those letters against the clear tape. And then we will slowly peel off the back. Peel the back up from the tape, and this will help keep the vinyl on the tape. Go ahead and flip it over and find your placement. Do not push down until you have your placement set. Once it is ready, go ahead and take your squeegee and scrape against the tape, and then we'll go ahead and slowly pull the tape off. And now we will make our bow, so go ahead and grab your ribbon. The technique that I use to make the bow is just to make 2 loops on each end and then tie them together. If you know of a better way, go ahead. This is just what I do. It's pretty simple. I'll pull it tight and then I'll just kind of adjust it until I get the look that I like. Just keep adjusting. If it's not working out, then you can go ahead and untie it and try it again. Just keep going until you like the look. Grab your glue gun, put some glue right here on that center part, and then you will glue it down. And here is our finished pumpkin bow. I hope you guys liked this tutorial. If you did, please give it a like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching.